Does God believe in Ngozi or avenging spirits, which we know in our culture is very prevalent in the African tradition, that if you kill someone, their spirit will come back after either your family or after you? This is what we're going to look at. What does God say about Ngozi? Is this something that we should look as a form of justice if something bad has happened, especially in politics? Hello and welcome to JCTV Africa, where we look at issues that are happening in Zimbabwe and across Africa. Today we are taking a closer look at avenging spirits or Ngozi. What role does it play in our society in order to stop or deter people from making political killings or committing heinous crimes? I want you to take you back in 2018 when my brother Gambakwe was still standing for the people. I don't know what is happening nowadays. Maybe he is doing his things. But anyway, that's not the subject for the day. I want us to listen to some of the heinous crimes that was committed by ZANU PF people. Some that are walking free and some of them that are in parliament. Let's take a listen to this.
On 17 May 2008, Chinotimba and 4 men drove to Muti Usinazita village in Manicaland. They were looking for the MDC agent whose name was Mupango Chokuse. Mupango was chairman of the MDC under Ward 27 and had also been mobilizing for the election of Nemadziva Naison. In that election, Chinotimba lost to Naison narrowly by about 1,000 votes. So Naison got about 8,800 votes and Chinotimba got about 7,800 votes. Chinotimba was angry with the villagers for voting for Naison and decided to take revenge. When Chinotimba arrived, the villagers scattered from their homes and ran into the mountains. However, Mupango was too late and only managed to run as far as his neighbor's homestead, where he hid in the toilets. Chinotimba parked his car at a distance and asked the 4 men in his car to go out and look for Mupango. They looked everywhere, including the neighbors' houses, and could not find Mupango. However, as they were walking out, one of the men decided to check the toilets and found Mupango hiding in the toilets. He shouted to the other men to come, and immediately they started to cut him up with axes, knives, iron bars, and other sharp objects. When Mupango lost consciousness, they took him into a wheelbarrow and pushed him to where Chinotimba was. Chinotimba tried to ask him questions, but Mupango was already unconscious. According to witnesses who were there, Chinotimba was very angry and said, "Why did this pig die?" before he could give me the answers that I wanted. Seeing how bad Mupango was, Chinotimba put him into his car and drove him to the local clinic. However, by the time they arrived at the clinic, Mupango was already dead. Chinotimba then drove the body straight to Bechnaf Bridge mortuary, where the body was kept for over 4 months. The reason being that every time they tried to take the body out, they would find Mupango sitting in the mortuary, making the MDC slogan and screaming, "Go and ask Chinotimba to tell me why he killed me." And this went on for 4 months. At other times, when they tried to take the body, they will find other bodies scattered on the floor. This story you can find on the internet if you search Mupango Chokuse. I'm telling you this story because Chinotimba, as we speak, is walking free. He has never been in jail. No one has been jailed for this heinous crime of killing a man for no other reason than that he had been a supporter of the MDC and an election strategist of an MDC candidate that defeated Chinotimba. I'm also telling you this story because last week in Zaka, one of the ZANU PF youth leaders who made that people in 2002 was released, and ZANU PF threw a big party because the man had been released after 14 years. This is the main reason why the MDC is failing to penetrate the rural areas. Rampant violence, which is in the memory of rural dwellers, simple people who just want to go about their business after voting.
From this submission, we are told of Mpango Chokuse, one of the people that was murdered in 2008. But right now, we are faced with two issues. The first one, which was reported by Settlement Chukwinya, an MP in Kwekwe, about the people who killed Mboneni Ncube. One of the people's sons died in a pit toilet. Is this part of Ngozi? Or is this part of God punishing the man? We're going to find out. Also, on the election day, there is this man, Jonathan Namburo, who is from Marsh Central. It is alleged that he ran over a CCC member who had just voted, but because he had refused to be put on the list of the people that were supposed to vote for ZANU PF, he ran him over. According to his friend who left ZANU PF, said that it was not him who did it, but rather there was somebody who was using his car. We don't know how far true is this. That's what Tsenengam said, who was also a former youth leader. But let us go back to, what does God say? Does God believe in avenging spirits? Does God make avenging spirits to work? That I cannot answer you. But let us look at what he says in his word. If we go into the Bible, Proverbs chapter 6 verse 16, the famous verse, 6 things that God hates: a lying tongue, the hands that shed innocent blood, and the heart that plans wicked things. Does this sound familiar? He said God hates those. I want you to look at the Bible and the people that did evil to the people of God and what happened to them. If you read in the book of Jeremiah chapter 28, there was a man called Hananiah who was a prophet, a false prophet, who prophesied things that were not coming from God, lying to the people of God. And what happened to him? 5 months after making a false prophecy, he died. Herod, the tetrarch, he killed John the Baptist, who introduced Jesus to the nation of Israel. He also proceeded to kill James, the brother of John the Revelator, and he wanted to kill Peter, but God saved him. But we learned that in Acts chapter 12, after him killing John in Mark chapter 6, verse 14 to 29, in Acts chapter 12, he died being eaten live by worms. So we can see that God hates those people who shed innocent blood. You might not be able to live to see it, but God will make sure that he punishes you whilst you're still alive. Could this be Mr. Namburo and the men who were involved in Mboneni Ncube be part of Ngozi, or God just punishing the same people? This is a warning to everyone that can be sent to go around and do the killings. You might get away with one, but one person that you cannot get away from is God, who is in heaven, who is the judge of all, and one day you will catch up with your crimes. The justice system might exonerate you. Your political party members can let you escape jail, but there is one place where you will be faced with the King of Kings and the judge of all, and he will not stop to execute judgment because somebody vouched for you when you were wrong. That's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to JCTV Africa and follow us on Facebook. I'll see you on the next video.